Hi everyone, welcome to my West Midlands garden here in the UK. It's a chilly spring morning, but it will warm up throughout the day. After weeks of rain, the sunshine feels long overdue. Whether it's the fading plants, the fresh new growth, or even the so-called weeds, all are looking glorious in the springtime sun. One area I've been especially pleased with this year is the shady border. It's usually a bit dull and lacks colour, but these tulips really stepped in and lifted the whole space. They're fading now, but they did exactly what I needed, adding that burst of interest just at the right time. And now, other plants are beginning to take over, so there's always something to catch the eye. I love my brunnera with their forget-me-not type flowers. Along with the actual forget-me-nots, they create this soft blue haze that drifts through the borders. But even after the flowers go, I'll have the foliage, which is just beautiful. My Photinia is still looking healthy, so it seems to be okay in this spot. And I've decided to plant my Pittosporum here. Here in this white border, got a lot of foxgloves. Hosta is coming through here. And I've got another one coming through here. I've got a few hostas, but I've got another one in this tub, which is looking lovely. My Acer Orange Dream just about survived the winter. Looks like half of that is dead. But this Acer is doing just fine. My Laurel was flowering, and if you get real close to these flowers and give them a good sniff, they've got a really nice smell. But they're fading now. And I love the dainty little flowers on this clematis. Towards the back, it gets a bit more wild. Call it my woodland border. Now, just a few weeks ago, my cousin came over to cut back some of the sycamore tree, and in the process, some of the plants got trampled on, squashed by the ladder we were using, or hit by falling branches. But everything seems to be bouncing back. My Vigila lost a few stems in the process, but I potted them up and they've seemed to have taken, so that's a bonus. My azalea took a bit of a bashing too, but it's looking okay. My young trees are starting to show their leaves. I have an alder and a hazel, and I also have a hawthorn back here. There's a little dicentra poking its way through. The heucheras are looking lovely. This one got totally flattened when cutting down those branches, but it's bouncing back. This seating area is coming along too, starting to fill up. I had high hopes for the tulips, but they didn't quite deliver this year. This rose is under attack, aphids everywhere, so every day I need to check it and clear them off, even though the next day they're back again. But I do see ladybirds visiting now, so hopefully they'll help me along. I used to have a salvia here, but I've taken it out and replaced it with my red currant because my black currant seemed to be doing quite well back here. So I thought, yeah, let's see if my red currant can do it as well. Over the winter, my sweet box gave off a lovely sweet scent, and then that was overtaken by the skimmias, and now it's the turn of this Mexican orange blossom. So at certain times of the day, it does smell lovely in this area. It has been struggling over the years, and you can tell by the brown leaves, probably because I kept moving it around the garden, but I've kept it here now for at least nearly 2 years, and it seems to have settled down. It's got some new growth and they're looking fresh and green, so hopefully it's a sign that it's no longer under stress. Over here, the bees have been busy around the bug hotel, especially with the cherry blossom nearby providing nectar. But there's been a bit of fighting going on, so I added a few more bee hotels to ease the crowding. So hopefully the bees do use those in the future. This planter has turned out really well. I really like the combination. I've reduced this border so it's in line with the path, and I've taken some old wood just to edge this section. I just need to tidy up this bit now, maybe put the odd plant in. Another standard shrub, a forsythia, but it's actually one of my favourite shrubs, and it's lost all its yellow petals or flowers, and it's nice and green now, and it goes well I think with the skimmia and this euphorbia. On the sunny side, things are filling out nicely. I love this mix of purples and blues made by the Erysimum, Forget Me Nots, and the Bluebells. I think they all work together beautifully. Soon the Ceanothus will join in with its light blue flowers, and then that will match well with the white leucanthemums next to it. Because I have widened this bit, to keep a decent path, I've had to shorten this little strip. I've also taken a few plants out. The salvia that I replaced my red currant with is now here, and I've got this erysimum, which is actually should be orange. So we'll see how it contrasts with the purple one here. My hebe isn't doing so well. It might be competing with this poppy, which has come back from the brink of death and is now thriving. If you have any ideas whatsoever about what I can do about it, please let me know. The verbascums are looking a lot healthier. The rose is always looking glorious. It's nearly as tall as me now. And the Nepeta has filled the space in front of this rose. It should flower at the same time as the rose, so that will look really nice. I've also started adding some bricks behind this rose just to make a little path. I know my sister has a lot of these bricks that she's not using, so once I've picked those up, I'll be able to finish this off. I've been very good, quite restrained this year. Not too many plant purchases other than bedding plants. Most of what I've added already came from the gardens, cuttings, divisions, and self-seeders. But I did buy this white lavender. I've also added some rosemary and thyme to this pot, mainly for cooking purposes, and also this oregano. My blueberries are looking okay. Looking forward to getting some fruit this year. I did lose one in the winter When I took it out its pot, it seemed to have these little grubs, which I think are vine weevil, and there was lots of eggs in there, so that was probably the cause. Apparently you should have 3 blueberries for maximum fruiting, but I'm going to stick with the 2. They do take up a lot of space. The flowers have gone on these honeyberries. I'm not sure if I can see fruit or whether it's just my imagination, but I'm hoping that I get at least 1 or 2 honeyberries this year. The ferns really have been a real highlight over the past few weeks. Watching them unfurl is just magical. They almost look like creatures rising from the ground. They're definitely one of my favourite plants, not just for the foliage, but for the shapes that they take on in this stage of their life. Soon they'll provide the garden with the green textured foliage, but at the moment I'm just enjoying watching the shapes that they provide. So, all in all, the garden is coming along nicely. Unlike some gardeners, I do like to enjoy the garden rather than just constantly be gardening. The one thing I do need to keep on top of though is the weeding. So that's going to have to be my main job over the next few days. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this April update. Thank you for watching. Wishing you all good health, and hopefully I will see you here in a couple of weeks to see what the garden looks like in May.